Boom. All right, welcome to our very first team call. You guys, last month, honestly, we were just hustling so crazy. We were just getting into the company. We had, holy moly, I want to say 27 emeralds last month. Like, that's insane. Like, everyone is just in. And by the way, the emerald pack still exists, right? It's just, it's a 24 pack. So I know the founder promo is over, but we can still pump volume in our business with those packs. So don't think that that's over. If you didn't take advantage of the $5,000 pack, I didn't either. I'm like, I just bought an emerald pack, like relax. But if you didn't, then that's no longer available either because it was just during the event. So a couple things. Like I said, if you hit emerald last month, then this is for you. We're going to talk about how to get to sapphire. If you are ruby or just starting out as an ambassador, that's fine because this is for you too. And honestly, your first goal, of course, is going to be hitting emerald, but you want to go past that and get to sapphire, right? So this business is awesome in the fact that our volume is going to keep on building. As long as you are active, it's going to continue to build. So in a lot of companies, once you get going and you start building, it flushes every month and then you have to start over. So I love that we get to just keep adding our points up. So if you got, 5,000 points last month, then you can just keep adding to that this month as long as you're active. If you go inactive, then your volume flushes within 60 days, okay? So here is literally the promo that we're doing this month, and it's just a personal promo just for our team. Also, like, I don't know if you guys heard me say this, but I am mailing you guys Divine Earth pens and journals. So I still have 2 boxes left, and I'm giving some of you guys like 15 and 10 and 5 of these. So it's just a journal. There's nothing in it. It's just blank and it's like wide ruled. Anyway, if you want one of these, get it, because what is Divine Earth? Well, last year I just had this idea that I was going to have a summit, and it was going to be like a hippie fest, like cannabis loving summit, and then I just got busy doing other things. So since then I have developed this brand actually, and it's completely different than what it looks like now. So this is the OG logo for it. I have a new logo, so I'm just going to try to get rid of them all, and I would love for you guys to use these journals just to, like, in the morning before you go to bed, write down your goals. I'm so happy and grateful now that I hit sapphire this week. I put 10,000 new volume in my business. I reached out to 50 new people this week. Just journal, get things off your chest, purge it all out. Journaling is so powerful, especially when you're building your business, because if you guys have ever been an entrepreneur before, I'm sure some of you have been. It's like a crazy roller coaster, right? One minute you're like, yes, I can do this. And then you wake up the next day and you're like, what am I doing? There's no way I can do this, right? And so your confidence like fluctuates and changes. I'm going to talk about that today too, because it's so important to stay locked in. We have had 0 refunds on our team. That's amazing. But there was someone that was like, I don't know, if I can do this. I just bought a bunch of coffee. What the hell am I going to do with it now? I get that. But here's the thing. You can do whatever you set your mind to, literally. So let's not talk ourselves out of it just yet. Yes, last month was super hype because we were honestly just rushing for the founder packs. But this is where it really starts. Now our company is officially launched. This is our first month really in business. Everything else was just our warm up. We were just building, the foundation of our team. So if you guys want these journals, I see your comments. Just PM me your address, okay? Because I just started organizing them for shipment. I'm gonna go to the post office tomorrow and drop them all off with all my samples that I have too. So I went through 1 box. I still have 2 boxes left, and they're big boxes. So if you want 5, I'll send you 5. And I have a bunch of these pens. So however many journals you get, I'll give you a matching pen. You guys do what you want with it. All right, use it for your goals, right? I really believe that. Bob Proctor was my mentor, you guys, and he used to tell me, you don't just read a book, you study it. You study it. You write notes down. You write down the things that really stand out to you, the things that speak to you, the things that jump out of the page. I don't know if you guys read books like this. I do sometimes, but I'll just like close my eyes and then flip, and I'm like, bam, that's what I'm reading tonight. So I'll try to read it like obviously in the beginning to the end, but after I've read it, I like to hop around to just see what spirit speaks to me with, you know? So use your journal to document the things that you're learning, because guess what? This is a team building activity, right? And then I know like you have to lead yourself if you're going to lead anybody else, right? If you want to lead a team, you have to lead yourself, and there's no days off when you're leading yourself. Does that mean you have no bad days? No, that doesn't mean that you don't have no bad days, but it does mean that you have to be on your game. You gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the study work. You gotta put in the time to level up your skills, right? The whole point of network marketing is literally personal development. It is becoming a better version of yourself. And the scariest part about becoming the best version of yourself is killing off the current version of yourself right now. Honestly, because Bob Proctor used to say, nature abhors a vacuum. And I used to be like, that's a very fancy word for what are you saying, Bob? And basically what it means is you have to make room for the good that you desire, right? If you want to go shopping and go buy new clothes and put them in your closet, you have to get rid of your old clothes first. They won't fit. Your old junk with your new stuff is not going to fit. Well, same thing in your life. If you're saying in your head, you know, I want to be a millionaire this year. I want to make $10,000 a month this year, you know, or in the next 90 days. Well, then you're going to have to shed some of the habits that kept you in the current income level that you're at right now. You have to shed some of the habits that aren't serving you right now. You know what's crazy to me? And I'm not like, I don't judge. Like, I love everybody, and look, you do you. I don't have time to watch TV. I have no idea what's going on in the news. I know there's like war happening and Epstein and stuff, because I see y'all's posts. But I don't have time to like worry about all of that stuff right now. Like right now I'm so locked in on my goals and my where I want to go and how many people that I want to take with me and help build us up. Because look, what is his name? Buckminster Fuller said you cannot create something, you can't create the new world if you're focusing on the old one. Like, you don't tear down the old world. You just start building the new. You just start building the new. So whatever you want in your life, you have to start building it as you are right now, and you have to be willing to shed things that don't serve you. You know, I love when I meet people and they're like, did you see this? No, I didn't. I have no idea what's on TV. I have no clue. Like, I am not a person. Like, my boyfriend has like a show he watches. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I can't even, nope, give me a book. I have no idea. I suck at watching TV. So sometimes you have to shed things that don't serve you, right? That are there things that are bringing you towards your goals, or are they taking you away from your goals? And sometimes it's not TV or kids. Like, I have a lot of kids, y'all. I have 4 kids, and they are all very much a distraction. For real. But I love them, but they're a distraction. And they're finally at the age where I can just throw them outside and they like play in the sand and do stuff. Hallelujah. We're past like diapers and all that. But you guys, you know, sometimes it's gossip in the industry. Sometimes it's people that you feel like love you and care for you, but they're this, you know, they think you're crazy for doing this business. They're like, what do you mean you're in the coffee business? Or whatever you mean, you know, you're going to go be successful. Sometimes it's people that love us the most that are actually holding us back the most, right? And honestly, the number one thing that holds us all back is our own self. It's the negative roommate in your head that is doubting you, is giving you fear, is attacking your confidence. And that's the person that you're going to have to face every single day if you're going to win in this business. Yourself. So let's talk about goals. We're going to talk about how we're going to hit Sapphire this month. All right. So if you're taking notes, this is a good time to do it. And I'm giving $1,000 bonus for anyone that hits Sapphire this month. Right. So I'm basically, whatever I'm earning from this team, I'm giving right back to you guys. Okay. Because look, I want to help create leaders. It's not about me getting to the top. I don't care. I want to get you guys to the top. My last company, I helped 15 people become millionaires. I helped 25 people become 6-figure income earners, and I want to at least double that this time, right? It's so fulfilling to watch, your new baby walk for the first time, you know? So see like the fruits of teaching and like nurturing someone to success. So that's why I'm here. I don't have to be an affiliate. Like I can go start another company if I want. I'm having a lot of fun because honestly, my last 10 years was so freaking hard to try to be like an operator and a event planner and a product formulator and an affiliate at the same time. Like this chapter is for me to have fun and just to give back. So if you're on this team, you're going to get the best of me. And I love you guys. Okay. So Sapphire, I'm going to give you guys $1,000 cash bonus. It'll be like Venmo, probably digital, right? Not really cash. So how do you get to Sapphire? You got to have 3 personally sponsored emeralds, right? So go sell 3 24 packs, right? If you have people that are serious about changing their life, they want to make extra income, they want to make 5 to 10 grand a month, these are the people that need to get in at the emerald level. They're not playing games. They're coachable. They're ready to plug in. They're people that, you know, want to turn this into a real viable business. Those are the people that should be emeralds, right? Or, you know, if you have a cafe or someone that wants to buy wholesale, you know, a 24 pack would be appropriate for them too. Now, your average customer is not going to go buy 24 bags of coffee, right? The average customer is going to get 1 to 2 packs, right? And that's fine. But if you're building and you are seeking out business builders in your business, then obviously the 24 pack is the goal, right? The next qualifier that you got to have is 100 PQV. That's 100 points. To stay active, it's 50, right? That keeps you at Ruby, I think. But getting to the Emerald level, you got to bump it up to 100. So that's 2 bags a month. Now, either you buy it yourself, which is what I'm doing because I don't want to like stress out if I forget or something. Set your easy ship up. If not, if you're like, I'm not buying 2 bags, fine. Then you just have to go get enough customers that's going to satisfy that 100 points. Okay. So your customer volume counts as your personal volume, right? So that's good to know. Okay. So the next qualifier, and if I'm going too fast, just be like, slow down, Jenna, relax. And I will slow down. Y'all, I'm such an MLM junkie. Look, this is from Melaleuca. I should drink this. There's sucralose in this crap. Like, I'm going to make one without it. So, moderation, y'all, moderation. Yes, I have 79-cent cups. I don't care. Don't judge me. All right. Literally from Walmart. Okay. You got 3,000 in roller tree volume per leg. Okay. Now let's just talk about our legs for a minute, okay? So if you're new to binary or whatever, like, let's decomplicate all this so it's not scary. Because honestly, there's so many pages in the comp plan. Honestly, this Saturday, they have a Sapphire and Above comp plan deep dive training, and I'm gonna just absorb it and then I'll regurgitate it for you guys. But we're gonna simplify it. Okay, so enroller tree volume means the people that you've brought into your business, you've enrolled them, right? Per leg, left and right, you gotta have at least 3,000 on each leg, okay? Now here's the crazy part. This is what may freak you out, right? This is the mindset that we're gonna get into. Now for the last qualifier, you gotta have at least 15,000 points on your lesser leg. Meaning, if that's the lesser leg, what do you think your other leg is going to look like? Your other leg is going to have 16,000, right? It's not just one leg. So we're building 2 legs in this business. We're building 2 teams. My legs are almost even. So if you're a networker and you're like, Jenna, where's the spillover? Well, I'll be right back. Like, I have to put a few more points over here, and then I'm going to switch it, and I'll be building on this side. So you guys are divided, you know, between your sponsor's legs somehow. So you have to build 2. There's no way around it. But to qualify, you got to have 15,000 in lesser leg volume. Now that's not as hard as it sounds, so don't freak out. Jesus says 3,000 in a month. It doesn't have to be within the month, but if you do it this month, then you're going to qualify for Sapphire. So it could keep adding, like, because our volume's not going to be flushed, so if you hit it next month, cool. Like all these people you see hitting like Blue Diamond and all this stuff, like they just got here in November or whatever, the company, it's because they're just banking their volume, right? So their people aren't having to start over. I love that. So we don't have to start over as long as you're active. So we have a really good start to our team right now. Now we just have to build upon it, brick by brick. Okay. So you got to have at least 15,000 in your lesser lake, or this is a new qualifier, or 5,000 in customer volume. Okay. So if you're going to just go get crazy and go get customers, like if you're new to network marketing and you're like, you have hives about talking to people about business and making money, look, I get it. It's not hard to sell coffee though. Okay. It's not hard to ask somebody, hey, do you drink coffee? Most people are like, yeah. And if they're like, no, then you're like, do you know people that drink coffee? Then it's just, that's the pivot. Can I give you a sample? Like just be a master sampler. Like honestly, like our upline, Rhonda, Diamond, we are a Diamond team because she's a Diamond. She just samples the crap out of this stuff. That's all she does all day long. She made no claims, but she made $12,000 her first month just sampling this product out. Like that's amazing. I am not as cool as her. I made $10,000 my first month. So I know it's possible. All right. She just worked a little bit harder than I did. That's okay. So we'll get there. Y'all, we'll get there. So you can go get 5,000 in customer or personal volume, or 15,000 on your lesser lake. Each of those are going to qualify you. So what does 5,000 break down to if you want to go that route? That's basically 50 customers. Yeah, 50 customers. You go get 50 customers and you're boom, you're good. Or you can get like 3 emeralds a week, and that's going to boost your volume up too. So I want to talk about, and also everything I'm saying, like if you're like furiously writing notes, I just want you to know it's on our boards. Like I already mapped it out for you guys. So just go to where it says Sapphire and then boom, I already took notes for you. So good. There you go. In fact, I'm going to pull it up because it'll just be easier to read than my own ugly writing. Hold on. Check it out. March team incentive. So it's right there on the top. If you go to Sapphire Strike game plan, that's what it says. Thank you, ChatGPT. Oh, by the way, like I was talking to Hayden tonight for 35 minutes. I got a whole almost 40 minutes of his time exclusively. He's paying attention to what I was saying. I was listening to him. And he has like the biggest vision for this company, by the way. And he's like, I would love to work with you because you just did it, And so maybe you can help me like avoid some of the pitfalls and things as I want to expand. I'm like, absolutely. I can tell you everything that we did right, and I can tell you everything that we did wrong. So, we're going to work closely together on some of the product launches that are going to be coming out. So I'm very excited about that. Also, what I was going to say, I like clean ingredients. I don't know about y'all, except for whatever's in this. I'm not perfect, but I do like to make products that are clean. Okay, I do. And it was actually so difficult because we started out in my last CBD company and it was like perfect. And then we launched like 20 or other brands and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta create all clean ingredients for every one of these brands. It was a lot. But why I'm saying that is because Agara already has this philosophy and they are already doing it right. They already have organic, mold-free. They already know what is happening around the world, and people are just smarter now. They don't want the crap anymore. So as we develop products, they're going to be really good. Okay, that's all I was going to say. All right, so if you check this out, everything that I just said is already broken down for you, but 5,000 customer volume is 50 customers, or you need 12 emerald packs to get to 15,000. All right? So you can do 3 a week, you can do 12 in a week and be done and go to the beach and relax, or however you want to do it. So here's the DMO, daily method of operation. This is really like how we're going to do it, all right? And you can do this your way. You can increase it. You can decrease it based upon your goals, all right? 30 new reach outs every day. So your goal is to talk to 30 people. And you're like, maybe I have 300 friends. I will run out. Just get into the networking groups. There's groups everywhere. Do you know there's groups on Facebook just about coffee? Like people, like anything you can think of, there's groups. So what I like to teach is, what are your top 3 interests? Like, is it crocheting? Is it church? Is it backgammon? Like, I don't know, surfing? I don't know, driving Uber? Or what do you love to do that you do all the time? What are your top 3 interests? Figure that out, right? If I had to do that, mine would be like cannabis, network marketing, and raising a lot of kids or something. So like, that's what I do, right? Oh, and I like to play piano sometimes too. So I want to get in groups like that. Why? Because it's easier to make friends when you have a common interest, and you don't have to like force it, right? You're not just like forcing coffee on everyone. You're just making friends. Like, we need to just go back to kindergarten and be like, hey, I saw your post, I loved it. Let's say it's a knitting group. Like, are you using, I'm not good at knitting. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you use, what is it called? A pattern? Where do you get your patterns from? Whatever. And you can start a conversation about it, right? Like, I'm totally making this up. I have no idea. Some of you guys are like actual knitters and you're like, she's so dumb. CBD, I'll get into all those groups. I can talk about that forever, like in circles. So I'm going to talk to people about that. So whatever you're just naturally good at or you love to do, you want to get in groups like that, okay? Because it's just going to make easier to talk to people. 30 people a day, that's the goal. 20 follow-ups. So if you talk to 30 people, you may start to begin the conversation, okay? But building your business is a lot like farming, all right? It's a lot like farming. Now, do you get to reap your harvest the day you plant the seed? No. You have to water it. You have to expose it to sunlight and water and all the things, right? You have to nurture it. This is what most people do, right? They plant it and they go, this doesn't work. And then they dig it up and they throw it away. They're like, stupid planting doesn't work. Farming doesn't work. It's a scam. Don't do that, right? Just plant it, nurture it. You got to nurture these relationships. Now, some of us are antisocial. I am guilty of that sometimes. Not today, because look at all my friends on here today. We're all friends now. But you cannot take withdrawals from people and ask for sales from people if you haven't made any deposits in their life. Can you go to the bank and ask for a withdrawal if your bank account is 0? No. You got to make a deposit before you can take a withdrawal. So when you're having conversations with people about your business or whatever, your goal really is to be kind of like a consultant, right? You want to just listen for how you can help them in their life somehow, right? That's all I do. I'm not looking at like, oh, I'm going to make a sale off this person. I don't do that because that's not the right energy when you talk to somebody, right? I want to talk to somebody and be like, hey, what do you do for a living? I saw you in the knitting group. And then be like, well, I'm a stay-at-home mom, or, I run a coffee business in Detroit, or I don't know. They're going to say whatever they're going to say. And you're going to say, how long have you been doing that? And they're going to say 6 years. And you're going to say, wow, you must love it if you've been doing it that long. And they're going to say, well, no, it pays the bills. Or, yeah, it's okay, but what would you love to do if money were not an issue? You get people to like talk to you and dream and think about like what they could do if they had the vehicle to get them there. Like, I love to dive deep and do psychology with people, and I just want to know how I can help, right? And I'm always thinking about the takeaway, almost like if you're not too salesy, you're like, this is probably not for you, but it's worth a shot, right? Have you ever thought about getting into the coffee business? Have you ever thought about, creating a side hustle? My son's 20 years old, right? He's about to get into his first apartment. He's like, Mom, how am I going to make minimum wage and pay for all of my apartment? I was like, you could start a side hustle. And he's like, you mean that coffee thing? My son, like, he's watched me do network marketing forever. My own son, 20 years old. And I'm like, yeah, you could do it. He's like, I don't know how to sell coffee. I'm like, I can show you. And he's like, no. Anyways, I just, people need to make extra money, right? We all do. So if they're open and keeping their options open, we can invite them to it, right? Okay, we want to invite them to the Zooms. Like, I need to record you guys a new Zoom for sure, because the old one is like all about the founder stuff. So I'm going to record you guys a new one. probably Monday, because my kids will be gone and I can just focus and get it done. I am not going to do it like live every single week. I'm just going to create a really good one, and I'm going to put it into our webinar software, and it's going to look live, and it's going to be hosting it every hour. So if you want to just invite people to the same one, you totally can. And they're not going to know that it's a recording because it's going to look live, right? So we're going to schedule one that's live, or I'll record it and I'll act like I'm live. But this software that I use, there's like emojis, there's comments, and it just looks completely like it is a live call, right? So we can use that as a tool, and we're going to host it on agaracoffee.co, all right? So if someone's like, yeah, I'd love to know more information, great. I'm going to send you a quick 20-minute video. It's going to give you all the details. Take a look at that. And if that sounds like something that that you'd like to get involved with, then I'll give you a call right after, and we'll see, if this is a good fit. So you want to invite people to the Zoom. 30 new reach outs, 20 follow-ups. You want to get them to a Zoom. That's the goal, right? And then in terms of posting, right, I see a lot of us posting coffee pictures. Obviously, we're in coffee. We're going to do that. But I encourage you, with those coffee pictures, go into our boards and grab the testimonies out of there and just, say, hey, I was just making my coffee this morning and realized that one of my customers said this about it. You can just paraphrase it or put it into quotes or whatever and just copy what they said. You don't even have to use the screenshots in there if you don't want, because that's not a sexy post, right? Your coffee is probably more interesting to look at. But you can take some of those testimonies and really build the curiosity. Like, this is a testimony business, and we cannot forget that. It's not just we're drinking coffee. Like, this is functional coffee that is creating results for people. Last company in CBD, all we did all day long was share testimonies. And it went crazy, right? We had a group, and it was just, and I had people that were like, does it help with this? And then I would go find a testimony and be like, I don't know, but this is what this person said, So I'm compliant because I'm just sharing what other people are saying. And that's another thing. We do want to be compliant. I'm just going to say that real quick. No medical claims. Don't be talking about cancer, arthritis, inflammation, pain, even if that's literally how you feel. When you craft your post, you want to almost describe your symptoms as if you were talking to a 4-year-old. A 4-year-old doesn't know what a cancer is. A 4-year-old doesn't know what inflammation is. So we don't need to use those terminologies. We can just say, my body was extremely flared up, and triggered maybe by the foods or something that I was eating, and the coffee helped calm it down. So you want to just describe it like that. The pharmaceutical industry owns all those words, so we're not allowed to use them. They're trademarked, patented, copyrighted. So we have to just describe it, okay? Okay, so weekly pace. Every week, we want to just hit the ground running. I don't know if you guys are Monday lovers or Monday haters. You can start your week on Sunday. You can start it on Tuesday. Whatever works best, where you have the best energy, start your week then. And then we want to, really the goal is to try to get 12 to 15 customers a week. And if that sounds crazy, it's not, because if you're having 30 conversations a day, that should be super easy. If you expose your business to 10 people, 2 are going to sign up. All right? That's pretty much the numbers in network marketing, how it works. So you can literally predict your income based on the amount of people you're talking to and the amount of your close ratio. Now, if you're new at this, you may have to talk to 20 people to get, 2 or 3 to sign up. And that's fine, but you're going to get better at it. And as you get better at it, you're going to need less people to close, to get the sale done, right? Okay. So we're going to stay consistent week after week, weekly pace, 12 to 15, or 3 emerald packs a week, if that's easier, right? Just go for that. Go find 3 people that want to launch a business and get them plugged into the Zoom, get them plugged into the boards, get them into our group chat, and boom, rinse, repeat. Jesus says, when reaching out to people, are you trying to get a sale or more ambassador focus? So I want to talk to them first, right? I don't know which direction they're going to go in, and I don't care which direction they want to go in. So depending on, if it's a sample post or something, then I'm just going to say, do you want a sample? Okay, yes, I do. And they're in my inbox asking for a sample. So I'm going to just say, okay, give me your address, give me $15, and I'll ship you a 5-day supply. And then I'm going to follow up with them because I have the tracking number, so I know when it's going to get delivered, right? And then I'm going to say, hey, did you try your first cup of coffee? How was it? I'm going to talk to them just about the product itself. And if they're like, yeah, I loved it, it's amazing, great, I'm going to say, great. Now, you can do a couple of things. When I first got started, I bought 1 bag, and then I realized there was an amazing business opportunity, and I upgraded to 24. And now I'm sampling it out, and I'm duplicating in my team. So if you have any interest in doing the business side of things, then get yourself a bigger pack, right? So that's when you have that conversation. And you can just, if they're like, no, I don't want to do the business, I just want to buy it. Cool, just be a customer. I love customers. Buy it every month. That's how we get residual income, so that's perfect. Greg says, I always ask, do you know any other coffee drinkers? Yeah, that's like a no-brainer. Like, who's going to say, no, I don't know anyone that drinks coffee. I'm in a no coffee drinking cult. Like, no one says that, right? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there is out there. Actually, I shouldn't say that. But I haven't come across anyone that does not know people that drink coffee. We'll just say that. Okay, so that's how we're going to get it done, all right? So we're going to stay focused on our goals this month, and we're going to get it done, all right? Now, I want to talk to you guys just a little bit about mindset, and then we're going to wrap this up, okay? So I am reading this book. I'm a sucker for old books. Can you guys see this? Look, it has gold pages. This is from Ernest Holmes, and it's called The Science of Mind, and this one is a signed copy. Like, I should put it in a museum, but I'm not. I'm just reading it. Damn cheap, probably. Whatever. It is what it is. So I'm reading chapter 18, The Law of Attraction, and I just wanted to read something to you guys because now that I've just told you the action plan, I want to clarify something that has to do with this. One of the ancient sayings is, to the man who can perfectly practice inaction, all things are possible. Now, what do you think that means? That means don't just go out there and just like frantically, panically, like talk to people, right? It means take a moment every single day, right? And just quiet your mind, spend time visualizing. And it's not necessarily like, I am a millionaire. No, it's more like I am attracting people to me. You know, my posts are getting more attention. Every person that I run into somehow wants this coffee. You know, like you want to start putting that energy out there because it will come back to you, right? And this whole chapter is basically just about how we live in a thought universe. Everything is first a thought, right? Every single thing. Somebody had to think of your iPhone before it was made. Somebody thought of the AirPods. Somebody thought of this sucralose drink I'm drinking before it was in existence, right? Everything was a thought first, which means if we want to attract success, then we have to change our thoughts. So I'm going to just read you guys just one little couple paragraphs here about success. The name of the book is The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes. It's also on YouTube. So I am a weird person at the gym that listens to audiobooks while I work out. Like, you know, most people are like listening to like Rage Against the Machine. I'm not. I'm listening to Napoleon Hill. Like, so anyways, that's the book. It's also on YouTube. You can probably find it for free. I like to buy old books. I feel like the energy's good, so I just do that. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. It is quite necessary then that the successful businessman should keep his mind on thoughts of happiness, which produce cheerfulness instead of depression. He should radiate joy and should be filled with faith, hope, and expectancy. These cheerful, hopeful attitudes of mind are indispensable to the one who really wants to do things in life. Declare your freedom. Know that no matter what others say, think, or do, you are a success now, and nothing can hinder you from accomplishing your good. All the power of the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it were already true. Begin to blot out one by one all false beliefs, all ideas that man is limited, poor, or miserable. Refuse to think of failure or to doubt your own power. See only what you wish to experience and look at nothing else. We are relieved of all thought of clinging to anybody or anything. Cannot the great principle of life create for us all that we need? The universe is inexhaustible. It's limitless, knows no bounds, and has no confines. We are not depending on a reed shaken by wind, but on the principle of life itself, for all that we have or ever shall need. It is not some power or a great power. It is all power. All we have to do is believe, never wavering, no matter what happens. As we do this, we shall find that things are steadily coming our way, and that they are coming without that awful effort which destroys the peace of mind of the majority of the race. We know that there can be no failure in God's mind, and the mind is the power on which we are depending. So like I said, you guys, the people that get defeated in this business are defeated because of themselves. Nobody else can defeat you, honestly. And honestly, there is no failures. If you look at how nature works, you guys, we are not different than nature. Go look outside. I look outside and just, it rained one day and already the grass is starting to turn green, right? It was just dead brown winter. And so that tells us that we are already living in abundance. We just have to tap into it. And the power that we seek is already within us. We already have everything that we need. You guys, I am not from a legacy of rich people in my family. Let me tell you, like, I'm about to go meet my boyfriend's parents this weekend. That's serious. And he's like, my parents are going to freak out to meet you. And I'm like, first of all, my parents are from Indiana. Like, we are not special. We are Hoosiers. I promise we will get along just fine. So, you guys, what I say that is because there's no reason that I should have been successful. Nobody taught me, you know? Like, I wasn't, like, gifted any special abilities or whatever no. Like, I just continually worked on myself every single day, and I was crazy enough to believe that I could do it. And so if you're crazy enough to believe that you can do it, and you work on that every single day, you are going to have doubts. And guess what? When you have doubts and you have that negative feeling and you're just like, there's no way I can do it, start reading. Just pick something up, start reading it. Put your AirPods in, go do your laundry, put on some YouTube, like, listen to something positive and just reframe, because honestly, that is going to take you to success faster than anything else. Literally 90% is just figuring out how to stay on top of your own energy. And when your energy is high, the people come naturally, all right? Because people are going to figure out, like, why are you so happy? Why are you like this? How do I get near you, right? So that is it, right? So we're going to do these calls every week, but thank you guys for hopping on. I will post a recording in this chat, and let's just stay plugged in. Like I said, this is a team sport. Like, I can't do this without you. You can't do this without your team. So let's just build, like, a massive, like, team here and take every single one of you to the top. All right, guys. I'll see you back in the chats. Bye, guys.